In this activity, we're going to use an algebra board to multiply two binomials. So let's quickly see what we already know. So what did we learn before? We learned that if we say 3 times 4 equals 12 and we pack it out with little blocks, it will always form a rectangle, or for example, if we have 3 times 3, it will form a square. So let's look at the binomials. So what we're going to do is, this represents x. So we're going to say x plus 1. And on this side, we're going to have x plus 1. So what do we know? We know if we're going to multiply x plus 1 by x plus 1, and we're going to pack it out with blocks, it must form a rectangle or a square. So we're first going to say x multiplied by x will give us x squared. Then what we're going to say is x multiplied by 1 is going to give us x. We're going to look here, we're going to say x multiplied by 1 will give us x. And lastly, we're going to say 1 times 1 equals to 1. So in this case, it forms a square. So what is the answer? The answer is x squared plus 1x plus 1x plus 1. So the answer is x squared plus 2x plus 1. Let's look at another example. So we're going to have x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. So we're going to multiply x by x, and we get x squared. We're going to say 1 multiplied by x, or x multiplied by 1. That will give us x. X multiplied by 1 will give us another x. X multiplied by 1 will give me another x. And now we're going to multiply the units. 1 times 1 gives me 1. 1 times 1 gives me 1. So the answer is x squared plus 3x plus 2. In the previous activities, we used the algebra board to multiply two binomials, but we only made use of positive numbers. In this activity, we're going to make use of negative numbers. So we're going to say x minus 1. Notice that we use a red square to show this, and we're going to say x plus 1. So now we're going to multiply x by x, and that gives us x squared. I'm going to multiply x with minus 1, so it's going to give us minus x. I'm then going to say 1 times x, and it will give me x. And I'm going to say minus 1 multiplied by plus 1, and that will give me minus 1. So the answer is x squared. If I say x minus x is 0, and I've got minus 1. So the answer is x squared minus 1. Let us show the next example. So we're going to remove this, and this time we're going to say x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 1. So x times x will give me x squared. I'm going to multiply this x with 1 and this x with 1, so it will give me x. I'm going to say x multiplied by minus 1, that will give me negative x. I'm going to multiply a negative 1 with a positive 1. It will give me negative 1, and negative 1 multiplied by positive 1 will give me negative 1. Let's look at another example. So this time we're going to say minus x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. So we're going to say x times negative x will give us x squared. We're going to say x times 1 and x times 1 will give us x. We're going to say negative x multiplied by 1 will give us negative x. And we're going to say 1 times 1 and 1 times 1 will give us 1. So my answer will be negative x squared plus 2x minus x. So it's negative x squared plus x plus 2.